Hey guys, today I have a pretty sad video. I feel pretty sad today because yesterday night one of my two cockatiels started making this weird sound, and he's been doing this sound for the entire night, and just completely all of a sudden he was doing just fine until yesterday night, and then yesterday he started making this sound, and he's been doing this non-stop for the whole night. So this morning I woke up pretty scared, and I thought that my little bird, could have already died, and I fear here the worst, Now I'm making this video because it might be helpful for somebody out there. I tried to contact some vets, and it's pretty painful to hear that the vets out there don't even consider the birds, don't even treat them as patients. And they told me that they know nothing about birds and that they just don't care. And it's pretty sad because I really don't know what to do here. I've been looking for information on the internet, but without success, and I've been looking at the different scenarios, and now I would like to run down with you here the different possibilities. You see that my cockatiel seems to have some serious breathing problems, but it doesn't seem to be too stressed, or I don't know, fatigued, or it doesn't look that bad. Okay, he's still able to move here in his cage, and his eyes look pretty soulful, pretty bright. So maybe there's still a chance, But I would like to know what to do, and I really don't know. So I'm making this video also to seek some advice. Maybe you can help me, because I read that on the internet it's gonna take 3-4 days before the situation can get worse. And so I'm going to upload this video right this morning and hope to get some advice from you, because the veterinarians were not helpful at all. They just told me to look for information on the internet, pretty much. And on the internet I read a few articles about birds wheezing and gasping for air. You see, he keeps opening his mouth, and he's been doing this the entire night. Maybe you can help me. I really don't know what to think. Now I would like to run down here with the different possibilities, the different scenarios. I read that it could be an infection due to a bacteria, but I doubt that, because you see, we've got 2 cockatiels in this cage, and the other bird is just fine, and they've been drinking the same water from there, and they've been eating the same food from there. And you see, the other bird is doing just fine. So I don't think it's bacterial infection. Now, the second scenario, the second possibility is that little bird has caught a cold, and I don't know, maybe that could be it. That could be the truth, that maybe he caught a cold. Yesterday they spent the afternoon in the garden. It was pretty warm, pretty sunny. It wasn't cold. There was no wind. So I don't see how he could have caught I don't see how he could have caught a cold. But I don't know. Maybe that is what happened. I don't know. So he may have a cold. And then we've got I guess the worst scenario is the first scenario, that he's got an infection or some kind of irritation to his nostrils. And in that case, I know that the situation is pretty bad, because there's pretty much like nothing you can do there, and he's destined to die. But I also read that that is a very rare thing. So it's a very rare it's a very rare situation for birds. You see that he seems to be pretty active. He doesn't seem to be very ill. He's still able to move around, to get around here his cage, and he keeps looking at me. I don't know. Just really don't know. Unfortunately, guys, I have some sad news. Literally minutes after making the video that you saw before, my cockatiel died. And my cockatiel collapsed on the bottom of the cage right there, and I think he had a heart attack, and he just died. And it's really depressing. I feel pretty bad right now. Now I'm making this video. I know that this is like distressing footage, and I don't really like to, you know, record dead birds. I don't really care to do that. But I'm making this video because I hope in the future, you know, if this should happen to my other bird, that's a she-bird, she's still there in her cage, and she's doing fine. She doesn't seem to have any problems. I just don't understand what happened here to my other cockatiel. And so I'm making this video because maybe you can help me understand what happened here. I called a veterinarian yesterday night at midnight when my bird started showing the first symptoms, when he started having that bad breathing. I called the veterinarian, and like I told you, the veterinarian told me to look for information on the internet because they don't treat birds like patients, and that doesn't make sense. You know, you're a veterinarian, you should be able to cure all kinds of animals, including birds. You know, pet birds, they are pet animals. Many people have birds like I do here, cockatiels, in their houses. So it doesn't make sense that you should not treat these kinds of animals, because they are pet animals anyway. And it's really sad that here I couldn't do anything here to save my cockatiel. I think that this bird could have been saved very easily. I mean, I don't think it was a bacterial infection, because the other bird is still there in her cage and she's doing just fine. She's been eating the same food, she's been drinking the same water. So what was the problem? And I'm making this video right now to understand the reason, okay, of my bird's demise. Now I'm also going to zoom in on the bird, and if you take a closer look here at my bird, you see that there's nothing here coming out of his nostrils. So I don't think there was any problems here. There was nothing clogging his nostrils or stopping his nostrils here and preventing the bird from breathing. The bird was breathing from his mouth. He was opening his mouth here, opening and closing his mouth continuously to breathe, to be able to breathe. So there must have been something here clogging up here, I don't know, the nostrils or something, making it impossible for my bird to breathe. Maybe he caught a cold, but still there's nothing coming out of his nostrils. So I just don't understand. And I don't think, like I told you before, I don't think this was bacterial infection, because the other bird is doing just fine. And by this time, she should have already had the same symptoms. She should have already shown the same symptoms that we found here on this bird. I just don't understand. And I want to get to the bottom of this, okay? So now I'm going to make the video, and I was actually kind of hoping, to send out there, a request for help with this video, but now there's no need to do that. I'm going to make the video anyway, because I think since there's literally no help out there, and the veterinarians just don't care, okay? I'm going to place this video on internet. I hope that if your bird is also showing the same symptoms, that your bird is not dead already. I tried my best here. Treat this case with extreme urgency, because it's an emergency, okay? And I knew that already. I told you in the previous video, when I went to bed and I woke up this morning, I thought that my bird was already dead. And unfortunately, my cockatiel started to show his symptoms yesterday night. If this had happened yesterday afternoon, then maybe my bird will still be alive, and would have been a different story with a different ending. But yesterday night at midnight, there was literally nothing that I could have done. And this morning I woke up really early. I started buzzing up some veterinarians, and I just got the same response. And I've got no experience, no knowledge here in birds, and I don't really know what to do and how to cure them, how to treat them. I know nothing. So it's just really sad.